This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of 19 Cats and Counting. Those of you who have been paying attention, I went up to 20 for a minute, but sadly, I lost my Pinky to lymphoma last week. Back to 19, and we sure miss Pinky. But I am so excited. I have a double blessing today. Not only is Arden Moore, pet safety expert, joining us, but my co-host and best friend, Linda Hall, is back. Ta-da! Right after this break, they'll both join me, and we will talk about all things cat.
Looking for a dental treat that does more for your dog? Daily Dose is a 2-in-1 chew that pairs a daily dental scrub with powerful supplements to help with the biggest health concerns facing our dogs. Daily Dose was developed by vets to be simple to use and super effective. Plus, dogs love the taste. Available for joint, skin, heart health, or calming. Daily Dose. Your pet's daily dose of awesome. Visit yourpetsdailydose.com to save $3 on your first bag with promo code PETLIFE. That's yourpetsdailydose.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. Linda Hall, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I've been looking forward to this.
Oh, it's good to have you back. I love doing this show, but it's a lot more fun when you're on board. And we have another fun person with us today. Tell us who we've got with us, Linda.
It's Arden Moore. We love Arden. We met her at a pet conference. She's got it all, the cats, the dogs, all of it. But recently we got a chance to take her first aid class online, which was the coolest thing I'd never even heard of. I didn't know. And we want to talk about that today.
For sure. Arden, tell us about how you got started with pet safety.
Well, I've done a lot in the field of pets and behavior and writing books and all that. And there was a big piece of the puzzle missing. And that's, what do you do when happens to your cat and you're miles away from a veterinarian?
Right.
So almost 10 years ago now, I began becoming a pet first aid instructor, took a lot of different programs. I'm now a master instructor, and I have a board of really, really bigwigs in the world of veterinary medicine. They've got a lot of Vanna White initials after their names because they're board certified in feline medicine, internal medicine, critical care, emergency. They're my advisors, my go-to team. And I'm doubly blessed because I have a dog and a cat who team up with me in all my classes. And I just think if this is the biggest gift I could ever give somebody, is to teach them what to do when happens.
Oh, definitely. And I was looking on your Facebook a couple days ago, I think it was, and somebody actually posted that they learned what they used in your class to save their cat from choking on kibble.
Yeah, Dusty Rainbow, she's a big cat writer. She has a beautiful kitty named Betty. That's Bette, as in Bette Midler, but
I love
Betty.
it.
And Betty went limp, and she did the kitty Heimlich that I taught her. And after the 5th try, Betty regained consciousness, got to the vet, and all is doing well for Betty.
Yeah, everybody who has a dog or cat should take pet safety from Arden.
Thanks.
Yeah, I agree.
We also try to make it have a little fun, because nobody wants to be in a class where you're scared out of your mind. Or if any of you think about these people, first aid classes we take because maybe our company requires us, and you're like,
right,
because they talk like this
those.
And they make you read a paragraph. You guys can attest. We do have fun, but I'm also serious. Everything I teach you is approved by leading veterinarians, but I want you to be in a good mental state when you're learning first aid, because when the happens, you'll know what to do. And remember, I told you guys, you all get permission to freak out later.
Right. Linda's a mom, so she's experienced with the freak out later scenario.
Yeah, true story. Yeah, you first you dive in and do what you have to do, and then when things have calmed down, you have a nervous breakdown on the floor.
Yeah. But at least you have permission. And I know I'm not trying to be flippant, but I really do feel that our cats and our dogs, smell our emotional states,
do.
and they want the human that knows what they're doing. They don't want to be the captain now. And so you got to fake it till you make it and be there and be safe when you approach. But I've had so many people say, I was starting to freak out. And I remembered you told me I could freak out later. And they were able to help their cat or their dog. So that makes me feel good. Somebody was listening.
Yeah. Well, and the way you teach is so helpful. Like, the hand near the rump.
Oh, yeah. When you're doing chest compressions
Love
and
that.
CPR, who wants to learn about a big scientific medical names for anything? I show you where the heart is on your kitty cat. And if your kitty flips on one side or the other and is unconscious, you don't know if there's a heartbeat. Say it with me, Linda. The hand that does the
near
pump.
the rump.
The hand that does the pump.
Yeah.
Closest to the rump. Yeah. And the palm is
rump,
the
yeah.
pump.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that you have cats that cooperate with being your TUS models. I mean, dogs, I could understand, but you have not one but two cats that cooperate with you.
Right. I have Rusty the performer, who is a adoptee from Samantha Martin of the amazing Acro Cats. He's a circus cat. And the veteran is Pet Safety cat Casey. They're both ginger boys. And actually, the first cat I ever had was a Turkish van mix named Ziki, who was my first Pet Safety cat. And I adopted Casey from the San Diego Humane Society when he was 4 months old.
Nice.
And I kept playing and interacting with him, and he got to be socialized with a lot of people, including dogs and cats. So I'm very happy. He's now a certified therapy cat too. So he has never met a stranger, never met a strange place. And he rocks it as a safety cat. Rusty is still learning because sometimes Rusty's young. He wants to go after Casey's tail when I'm doing a chest compression. And Casey's like, I'm supposed to be playing unconscious. Leave my tail alone.
Those youngins, they always start trouble, don't they?
But the good news is because Rusty was crate trained during class, if he's being a butthead, I just open the crate and he walks in and he snoozes while I'm doing something with Casey. So I've learned how to work it. You have to outfox the felines.
Yeah. Well, you made it look flawless. You made it look like they were just doing whatever you wanted. So whatever you were doing, you did good. But
you know what it is. First, you got to have trust. If your pet trusts you, everything else from there can be built upon. And so every pet that I have, including we have a furry Brady Bunch, including our latest little doggie named Emma, who is a pandemic pup we adopted, high levels of heartworm. She was like a zombie dog. She's rocking it now. And now that she is healthy and feels safe, her best buddy is Rusty the performer. They're about the same age and they play and then they flop and pass out and sleep together. So I'm very happy. They're about 1.5 years old each and they got a lifetime ahead of them of hanging out.
I love that. They kind of learn from each other, I think, Arden.
Yeah.
If they see the other cats are calm and trusting you, they watch for a while. I have a pandemic cat, an old man named Maxwell.
Okay.
He was originally named Maxwell Sheffield, but I think he's more of a Maxwell Smart. But I noticed he was tossed out. He's an older cat. The vet says 12. I think he's more like 15. But I noticed that he was less anxious once Simba, my orange tabby, started taking to him. And I just brought him downstairs for the first time yesterday. And all the other cats were coming around and giving him nose-to-nose kisses and welcoming him. And every now and then, Simba would come by and give him a swat on the head just to remind him, I'm your friend, not them. But he's downstairs now. He doesn't want to come back upstairs. He's happy with the group. And I think that's because he saw that I treat the other cats well and I treat him well. And he began to, it's been maybe a month or so now. He's finally beginning to trust me and trust that he's somewhere safe.
Well, he landed the kitty lottery with you. And I'm laughing because I'm so old. I actually got the Maxwell Smart reference.
That's true. A lot of people won't get that, will they? Oopsie, I just dated myself.
Yes. I ran into my Tuxie boy, Warren, started acting odd. And it was while we were going through all this COVID business and had somebody in the hospital. And I was just like, not today, Satan, not today.
Right.
And he had bit Nikki, which he never bites. He's never, ever in the 10 years he was with me, bitten anyone. So then she said, well, maybe his rump is sore. And I said, well, let's do a full body check. I remembered from your class. And so, I did a full body check and no, nothing was hurting him. And it turned out he had had a stroke. But
oh, wow.
Having those steps to take to see was helpful. And if I never have to use it, I have a great confidence in knowing that if something happens, I know how to do CPR and I know how to check the pulse.
Right.
And who would have guessed to check the pulse at the hind leg? And that, no, I'd have been like trying to do the wrist, like,
Hold your paw still. Let me get the wrist.
Yeah, the biggest pulse is inside the hind leg, the femoral artery. That's the big boy. And so, yeah, I laugh because we all see on TV, check their pulse, and people are doing the rest or they're doing the neck on a human. And then you go check a pulse on your cat, and they're like, what?
Exactly.
Well, that's why
I do. I think I'd have been like checking the paw, but
Me
now
too.
I mean, it's just
Everyone should take
all
your
of
course.
this.
Every pet
Well,
owner should take your course.
The,
I really think so.
one silver lining of COVID is that I'm not putting thousands of miles on my car
Right.
or flying. And we have now taught this certified 30-hour cat class for Pet First Aid. We've taught it. Oh my gosh. We even have a Heike from Egypt. So we've taught people all the way in the
Wow.
Middle East, all throughout North America and some of the Caribbean countries, man. So I'm using Zoom, and I have Casey and Rusty. And the best part is because cats don't really like to be out and about in a strange place, because people in my class are at home. The kitties at their home who feel safe, they're actually working on their kitties at home
Right.
while we demonstrate. So
Perfect.
it's a weird name of a company, but it's Pet First Aid, all spelled out, then the letter 4 and the letter U. And we do have openings. We have a class December 18th. It's a Friday for 3 hours. And I hope people can come in, because I think it's the best gift you can give your cat.
Oh, for sure. I'll put a post on my blog with those upcoming dates. And I have an audience of all places in Dubai.
I would love that.
I know. I got contacted by them again this week. The producer of the radio show I was on in Dubai just adopted a kitten, and he
Wow.
wants some advice. So I'm going to be back on their show, and I will be sure to give a plug to your Pet's First Aid for
thanks.
you. So maybe you'll get some people in Dubai coming to your class.
Well, Heike said she may be able to work with somebody to get my course book in Arabic.
Absolutely.
So why not? Everybody needs
That's
to know this. So it's a small world
awesome.
after all.
I was going to say, I have a very close friend who is from Alexandria, Egypt. And I know I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, she'd do that for you.
Yeah, I would love it. I mean, I would love it. When I go up to heaven someday, I want to see the thing I did the most that I'm most proud of was not that I covered a Super Bowl as a sports writer, or be able, to do the Snoopy dance in public sober. I think it is being able to help people help their pets. That's kind of what my mission is. In fact, my motto is bringing out the best in pets and their people.
Yes.
Well,
I love
definitely.
that.
That's what we're all about here too. Helping as many pet owners as possible, and as many cats stay in their forever home and be happy and healthy, with information from your pet safety class too. I mean, I can't imagine what that woman would have done with her cat choking on kibble had she not taken your class.
And the irony was, it was her birthday when all this happened. So she put on Facebook, I started my birthday the crappiest way. My cat, choking and becoming unconscious. And after the vet visit and everything else, I ended it on a good day because Betty got to come home.
Yeah, she saved her cat's life
Mhm.
because she took this course. And Rita and I were talking about A, the safety of COVID, not wanting to leave our homes.
Yeah.
B, you're right. I was doing some of it on my cat while he'd allow me, and then I would switch to a stuffed animal. But if I was going to see your course, in Pennsylvania, I would not be bringing my cat. They would be really unhappy with me. And we would watch for where pet conferences were and things that interested us and how far away is it. And, Rita drove from the Carolinas to Virginia for that pet conference where I first met you. And so how cool. We don't have to wait for you to be in the vicinity, drive anywhere. We can do it in our jammies. It's awesome.
I'm in my jammies now. That's why I'm not on camera. I don't even have makeup on. Both you ladies have your cameras on so I can look you in the eyes, but I'm sorry, I don't.
That's okay. This is radio. We love it,
True.
Yeah.
I do
I'm
like
always
to
in
post
favor
the
of staying in the
videos when
jammies.
I take them, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get it together in time. I've been, just last week's been tough with losing Pinky.
Yeah, I understand.
And various health issues of my own coming up. I've tested negative for COVID, but there's still a possibility I had it. I have all the symptoms. My doctor's like, I'm pretty sure you have it. So anyway, on to the next topic. I'm not sure if we should take a break. Let's go ahead and take a break now. And then let's come back and talk about other things you're involved with. We'll be back after this message from our sponsors.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. CATTREETRAY.com. Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back again with Linda Hall, Arden Moore, and myself on 19 Cats and Counting. Yay! So we've been talking about Arden's cat safety course, but let's switch gears a little bit. Arden's written a couple of children's books, and I would love to talk more about the inspiration behind those.
Well, I've written more than 24 dog and cat books, but they're for people who can vote and, and drink alcohol legally. So it was about time I hit the new generation, kids. I've been very blessed because my dog Kona, a terrier mix, and Casey, the cool orange tabby, before COVID would go to, they're both certified therapy cats and dogs. So we would go to memory care centers at Brookdale. We call them the Brookdale Buddies. But we also would go to the SPCA's critter camp with kids and go to schools and things like that. And Casey and Kona loved the kids, and the kids loved Casey and Kona. So one of my publishers started seeing all these posts about us with kids and contacted me and gave me a 2-book deal to write a book for kids 8 to 12 years old. It's called A Kid's Guide to Cats.
Love it.
And A Kid's Guide to Dogs. And what is really rocking is that in the book, Casey gets to have his own sidebars, and Kona has her sidebars. So our cat and our dog are actually talking to the kids too.
I love it.
And so it came out exactly, you ready for this, guys? It was published the 3rd week in March.
Oh my gosh. Talk about timing.
So I'm like, oh, crapola, man. Now I'm not going to get to go see the kids and all this. But then again, I'm looking for the silver lining. All these parents are stuck at home with their kids looking at what to do.
Right.
The books are both now in second printing.
I love that.
Because,
how awesome.
Yeah, because I think people are seeing they've got DIYs in the book. There's a lot of things kids can do. We have a little chore list. And I love it because on one of my kids that got it, she wrote me and she said, I really, really love this book, especially page 129, because it's a picture of a cat's butt.
I love that.
Who doesn't love a cat's butt?
And the caption is, I've got a doozy for you.
That's a hoot. I bet you Cameron would love that page, Linda.
Oh, without a doubt. Yes. Rita found him a coloring book on Amazon of all cat butts. And he thought that was the greatest thing.
He's 15, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like in my class, I made you guys poopologists. So come on.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, but it makes me feel good because I love kids. They're smart. I've had a lot of kids even as young as 9 take my dog cat first aid classes. They're in it. They're in it to win it. And some of these may be our future veterinarians, behaviorists, whatever. And as long as they come with their parent, it's all cool and they have a great time. So I never charge any child admission a fee to take my class. Their parents have to pay. And they're like, yay. So one time this man the dad came with his daughter and he walked in, you could get that feeling. They're like, I don't really want to be here. And the daughter is like 11 years old. And by the end of the class, they had so much fun with Casey and my dog Kona and getting together. And then he came up to me after class and he said, "Hey, I just got to tell you something. I'm divorced. I don't get a lot of time to see my daughter. And on weekends, I always want to take her out to something to eat and maybe go to a movies." And I was really bummed when she wanted to take your 4.5-hour dog cat class. I was like, there goes our movie day. And now you just gave me a lot of memories that I'm going to have for the rest of my life.
Aww.
This was better than any movie. Thank you for giving me this memory with my daughter to learn in a fun way. So that was kind of cool.
Wow, you couldn't have a better compliment than that, really.
Yeah, I'm kind of choking up. Yeah. The last time I saw my grandsons, I haven't seen them since COVID got real, but they turned 6. They're twins. And
wow.
They saw my cat book and we went through the cat book together.
Good.
And they asked about the writing in that. And I said, that's the lady that wrote the book. And let me tell you, I was really hot stuff for knowing the author of this book. So they just went, their mom.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, whew, I know Arden. But their moms took them to the shelter. They were going to get another cat and they ended up bringing home a dog. So I need to get them the dog book next.
Well,
they really
you know what, Linda, send me your address and Kona would be happy to personalize it with her dog print, and we'll send it to you. So just send me the address.
Over the moon. Thank
and
you.
tell me
Arden.
who to put it in.
I will.
Well, Kona the dog and Casey the cat have their own ink stamp too, so they're signing the book along with me.
Oh, that's lovely.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, and the trading card that was in there, that was so cool.
Well, if I could say that one, there is a lady named Christy, and she makes these trading cards of pets. They're called Toki Poki, Tokipoki. What's really cool is on the back, you can put your little story and your logo, and there's Kona and
we
Casey.
Need to do that.
But here's the best thing. This is a lady giving back. Whatever number you order, she duplicates that order and sends them to kids in more than 100 children's hospitals all over. Kids that are stuck in a hospital. Casey's is number 1133 and Kona's 1134. I think they've got close to 2,000 now of these. It's a really nice thing, and you're helping kids in hospitals, and this is better than a business card, you know?
Oh my gosh.
No kidding. Yeah.
Sweetie Pie needs a card. Everybody loves
she
my
does. Sweetie Pie needs a card. Sweetie Pie is so adorable.
She's itty bitty. She still looks like a kitten. She looks like she's a combo of a munchkin cat and a rag doll.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. So we've got to do that. We definitely got to do that.
Yeah. So I'm really, I've written a number of books. I've actually written books with medical doctors and gardeners and herbologists, but these 2 books with kids, the Kid's Guide to Cats and the Kid's Guide to Dogs, I got to say, these are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, I've got your cat behavior answer book too, which I thought was awesome. I love that book.
Well, good news. We're going to be doing a whole total new one now because that's about 10, 15 years old. So same publisher liked what she saw with the kids, and we are going to do basically gut the dog behavior answer book and the cat behavior answer book and make them in a regular size with images and all that. So that's my next 2 books I'm doing.
I love that. I'm working on a book myself. I did write one, Sadie's Heart, about the loss of my Sadie.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you. I have that. You sent it to me.
I did send it to you. Yeah, I thought I did. But I'm working on a cat behavior book. So I'm trying not to read too many other people's cat behavior books right now.
Yeah, I got you.
Stay in my
don't
own
worry.
voice.
I haven't even put the first word in the new book, so go for it. You know.
Yeah, but that after that, I do want to read. I like to read everybody else's books because no one person knows everything about cats, and if you say you do, you're lying because there's no way. Linda knows. She thought with 8 cats that. I'm doing pretty good. I know a lot about cats, right? Now she's got 11 because she inherited 4 and then she lost Warren. So now she's finding out
11.
When you get into numbers like 10, 11, 12, 19, it's a different ballgame.
Oh, yeah. Well, my favorite quote is, to know is to know is to know, but to know what you don't know, that is the true meaning of wisdom, which I think it was Thoreau who said that. So that's how I approach cats.
Very insightful. Yes, that's correct. That's very true.
Yeah.
The minute you think you know, they're going to do exactly what you don't expect them to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at Linda's face.
Well, Rita has been my hotline since adding the fork. I've got 8. How can I, 4 more will live. Oh my goodness. These struggles for who's the boss and who sleeps here and And I've watched the cats that have lived with me for years totally change. They're, I'm not sleeping here anymore. I'm sleeping here and adjust themselves. And yeah, it's really been something. It's been a pretty smooth transition overall. We have our moments, but overall with Rita on the hotline, I have managed to keep it together.
That's good. That's good.
Me too. Sometimes I'm like, Linda, I'm tired of being the only human being in my house. I just want one night when I'm cat free. But of course, during, it's worse right now because I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
The pandemic, right? And Linda, her household, she's got, 3 adults, a teenage child, a dog, and 11 cats. Much more hectic than mine. I'll take my 19 cats any day over what's going on.
I'll trade you one of the kids for, I don't know. You want the 15-year-old or the 32-year-old?
Yeah.
Will he scoop my 17 litter boxes? I don't know.
He scoops ours, but we're not up to 17. But yeah.
Well, I'm not either, actually. I have 14.
Yeah. I wanted to say about that cat book, I don't know if I'm making myself sound a little special, but I actually really enjoyed reading it. I don't think it's just for kids.
I did too. I have it.
You have broken the code. The code was allegedly for kids, but parents and grandparents like it, and people with college degrees and advanced degrees. I wrote it to the audience of kids, but I knew that they would be with an adult. And so it was a tricky way of writing, but I want to reach that audience, but beyond. And so thanks for noticing that, because that was my mission.
I worked on with the boys, and when they went home, I was like, I'm going to keep reading. This is really good.
Well, what was really interesting is when we were negotiating the book contract, at first they just wanted me to write the book. And I said, I'm sorry, but Casey and Kona's voice needs to be in this book,
for sure,
because otherwise I'm just another adult that's talking to kids, and that means nothing. And you still have to write it so it's not too cutesy and things like that. But Casey and Kona have hung out with so many kids. They've been to 13 states already, traveling and presenting and classes and behavior. So they've got a lot of mileage under their collars. And I said, we're a team. So I really negotiated to have those sidebars and for Kona and Casey to be part of it. And I do believe that's what separates this book for kids from other books for kids, because it's just a veterinarian or a pet expert talking to them. Let's bring on the real deal. Let's bring on the woof and the meow.
Oh, for sure. They want to hear from the animals. They don't necessarily want to hear from another human, another adult.
And I feel like you treated the kids with respect.
Oh, absolutely.
Fluffy's cute. You should pet Fluffy. Nice. It wasn't that.
Oh, no. Hey, guys, in my classes, the kids are super smart. And I remember one time when I was going to the SPCA, we'd do a feline, canine, fact or fiction with your game show host, Kona and Casey. And they'd come in, and my dog and cat, and we'd ask the kids to break into little groups and give them multiple choice answers to a question. And at the end, they get to check it out on Casey or Kona. Well, there was this little girl, Jennifer. She's 9 years old. Cats are crepuscular. They're active at dawn and dusk. And I'm like, what? And every time I try to ask a question and give the choices, she would shout out the answer before I could do anything. And the teacher was looking at me laughing like, what are you going to do, Arden? So I did this. I pretended to talk to Casey and Casey and Kona. And I said, no, I can't ask Jennifer. Okay. Hey, Jennifer, Casey and Kona want you to come up. They said I'm really messing up asking the questions. They want to know if you would be so kind as to ask the question and give the answers. They know you know the answers, but could you do that? Because Arden's really terrible at this. Okay, I will. So
that is so clever. And what a way to get her more involved. That's so perfect.
Right. So, I was so glad, because I don't want to extinguish any kid's enthusiasm. And some kids are a lot smarter than we realize. Right. But you have to figure out how to get everybody involved. And so making her the question giver worked for everybody then.
See, Linda, that's why Linda wants me to go into the schools very badly. And I'm like, Linda, this is why I'm a little afraid of that, because I'm good with the cats, but not so much with the kids. I'm an only child. I don't have around kids.
Hey, I'm a step kid, so we had bunches. I was a Brady Bunch kid. Yeah. So yeah,
I bet that was fun. I bet that was fun.
That's my grandsons. Yeah, they just turned 6,
Yeah, there you go.
They are so smart. Tanya sent me a video of Owen reading this book, and he read the word chaos, and I about lost my mind. CHAOS. He just turned 6. They are so smart.
They are.
But
They are.
both of their parents are educators and so it really reaches everybody. You've got to reach, everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you did it, but you did it.
Well, I have a lot of respect for all ages, all people. And so the kids have a BS meter, and they know when you're talking down, and they know when you're ignoring them. And I love them. I really love kids. So
yeah,
I do too. I'm just a little I'm not sure how to talk to them until they become teenagers. So Linda's the expert on that.
okay, well, she'll help you out. You got to get her on speed dial.
Yep.
Oh, she is. I talk to Linda almost every day, sometimes several times a day, and not just about work, because we are really best friends as well as work partners.
Yes, absolutely.
Another thing you're involved with, Arden, you're still involved with the fear-free training methods. That's something I would love to be more involved with. Tell us more about fear-free training.
Well, Fear Free is a program that was initiated by Dr. Marty Becker, America's Family Vet. And it's all about FAS, which is how do you reduce fear, anxiety, and stress in your cat or dog at home, in the car, at the veterinary clinic, on the road, other situational places. And it's been a game changer because they are really adamant against using scruffing of the neck. You're never going to wrangle a cat.
I hate scruffing. I hate it. Oh.
So in my classes, we throw in the towel we put on the towel. And we learn from people like Dr. Elizabeth Colleran, who's a past president of I love this name, ready? American Association of Feline Practitioners. Shoo! Just go to catvets.com. But Dr. E, she taught me, because I've been to her clinic in Chico, California, and she mentored me. And she said, guys, with cats, you never force, you always negotiate.
Right.
And so, these aren't little dogs. And so I really I took all the different programs. I'm certified as a fear-free pet national speaker and certified professional. And I was doing a lot of talks on fear-free in person before COVID. And I hope to get back to that. But I still write for their fear-free happy homes and fear-free pets. So really, guys, go to those websites. They've got a lot of great information. And it's a game changer because we don't have to use force, even when a cat is injured, to be able to render aid to them. So I do incorporate fear-free in my pet first aid training.
Right. I love that. And I love that more veterinarians are seeing that cats do need special handling. I once had a veterinarian, I won't name any names, but I took my most gentle cat in for an exam because she was a senior. And he was so petrified of cats that she just opened her mouth to yawn and he's jumping back. Oh, she's going to bite me. And I'm like, okay, this is not the veterinarian for me. No.
Wow. Well, I'm lucky. My personal veterinarian is Dr. Deborah Charles, and she is a fear-free pet certified veterinarian. And so is the whole staff.
I have an awesome vet now, but I don't think they're fear-free certified. I would love for more veterinarians to know about that. And become certified and fear-free to give the cat parents an extra added comfort level too.
Yeah, because remember, the pets are smelling our emotional state. So fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And they do. That's why when we're sad, like when I lost my Pinky last week, they're all congregated around me. They knew I was upset. And Linda can attest during COVID when we lost Sebastian.
Yeah. Oof.
All the cats.
Yeah. It was as sad as it was really fascinating Rita has taught me to become this observer and how to learn from the cats.
Oh,
and
the baby.
And, watching them, cats that didn't used to be on my bed were on my bed. Cats that didn't used to cuddle were cuddling. They were feeling, and we weren't, walking around sobbing and carrying on with, mascara down our faces. We were just sad, and watching them take care of us. And even now, Kizzy, who has only ever slept with me I think I've had him 4 years now, has started sleeping with Nikki. I've decided he must think she needs him more. I'm a little bent out of shape about it, but
well, I call my cat, Pet Safety Cat Casey, is my BFF, my best feline friend. And
he's
he
so
really,
beautiful.
I like that.
He's really attuned into me, and I'm attuned into him. And He's pretty good. You should see him with the memory care folks before COVID. He would come into the memory care center, Brookdale Buddies, wearing a cowboy hat in a stroller, and he walks on a leash, and he would purr and sit in everybody's lap. And there was this one lady that didn't verbalize, but every time we brought Kona and Casey, she would shout out, "Peggy loves Casey. Peggy loves Casey."
Oh, I love
and
that.
so Casey's really made a mark in life. He's a pretty special kitty.
He's beautiful.
That's amazing. What a huge gift that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a very good therapy cat, and I'm very blessed to have him because he is my BFF. So
I know. If you guys could see, he's looking right into the camera here. So beautiful.
Yeah.
I may post this video on my website, even though I'm just not in it. Just
there you go.
Look,
well, we do call him the feline George Clooney because the ladies love him and the dudes do too.
That's right.
The guys behind you are putting on a little show right now.
I see that.
That's each other.
That's a 15-year-old Mikey with little Rusty, their performer.
I love it.
As long as there's no yowls, we let them be.
Yep, same here.
Yeah.
I taught Linda that early on. Just because they're doing things like that doesn't mean that they're fighting.
No, there was no sound. I'm doing aerobics. It's my kitty aerobics.
If you hear, then you worry.
I've learned since adding the other 4 cats too that there's a noise like "I'm really mad, get away from me," and it sounds bad, but it's really not. And then there's a note that they hit where I've got to intervene. And it really reminds me of kids fighting or crying. And you're like, I'm not taking that seriously. There's no blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's that sound that you hear that you better pay attention to it.
Yeah, it goes.
That's the one.
Casey just jumped up. I'm a good cat ventriloquist. Hey, Casey,
I'm surprised nobody's run into the room to see what's going on. I'm looking around. No cats in here. I think we're like over our half hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Such a wonderful. I could go for another hour, but I want to make sure
we go.
Yes.
I would really like Arden to tell the cost of the first aid for cats and dogs classes.
Right. It's $1 million. No, the cat first aid classes. And I got to tell you, name another class that has not 1, but 2 cats and me teaching you. And it doesn't matter where you live, anywhere in the globe. It's $40. You get downloaded a detailed course book, get you a lot of other handouts, and the 3 hours are going to go by really fast, but you're going to learn and you're going to give your cat a really good gift. So it's Pet First Aid, all spelled out, then the number 4 and the letter U. Easier, just go to ardenmoore.com and it'll whisk you over there. We do ask that you sign up in advance because we keep our classes small. And we have some classes, I think November 8th and December 18th, I believe, are the cat ones. But the cat and dog classes are also posted on Pet First Aid for you.
It's well worth it. It's well worth it. If you never use it, just to have the knowledge. But who of us haven't had a cat that was sick or something was going on and you just didn't know what was up? Just looking at their poop will tell you a lot. Right, Arden?
Well,
right. I love poop. We talk about poop in class.
Well, exactly. That you're not just teaching us how to fix something if something goes wrong, because someone might think, what's the chance? Pretty good, actually. But there's also the checking them out monthly. I want
you to be a preventative and be a pet detective, so you can save money at the vets and extend the life of your kitty cat. Because cats are not like dogs; they do not emote emotions and say, "Oh, I don't feel good." They're like, "There's a hairball. You." Now figure out what it is.
Look how long Pinky was sick. Even the vets didn't know what was going on, but it turned out to be lymphoma. But by the time she was showing symptoms, she was pretty ill already.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we want you to tune into your cat, and you might just save your kitty's life.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know what other class you can take for $40 for 3+ hours and get the course book, so we can, we're not going to have to redo it. When Rita said to me the other day, she read that about the Heimlich and said, "I'm trying to remember if I know how to do that. I think I need to look through that course book again." So
for sure,
giving us, forever tools for staying home, no gas, no travel for $40, and
plus
the
it's
opportunity
fun
to save our lives.
We try to have fun.
A lot more than that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, guys. And I actually do teach a 2-day program for people to become instructors. So I do that with Pro Pet Hero. So I teach the 2-day program, a dog and a cat class, and then just a real short class for pet parents. That's like 2 hours.
Linda, I could see you teaching. Me, not so much, but you're very animated. I could definitely see you being a pet safety instructor.
Yep, because the more we have, the better.
And you have a cat and a dog. You have both.
I do. I have an incredibly neurotic Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah.
She's her own kind of animal, let me tell you. I'm not sure if she's a dog or a cat. She's just Sadie.
Well, that's all right. We love Sadie. Yeah. I now have a 90-pound dog and a 9-pound dog and a 35-pound dog. So, yes, don't let size does not matter of attitude.
Yeah.
You've got the gambit covered. You sure do.
Yeah. I'm laughing because they're all on my futon right now in my backyard office, which is why I never get to use my futon. Right, Bujo, Kona?
I know that story well. Sometimes I look in the bed and I just sleep on the sofa because there's no room on the king size bed for me.
Well,
all right. Well, I do appreciate being a guest on your show, guys, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Arden.
back at ya.
Thank you so much, Linda. Welcome back. And of course, I want to thank our awesome producer, Mark Winter, for making sure we always look and sound our best. Until next time, just remember, every day is Catter Day. Yay!
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.